Greetings, everyone. It's good to talk to you again. Coming here from the cold state of Michigan. At least we didn't get all the snow that they got in the south here the last couple of days. This is today is the 17th, Martin Luther King holiday, and happen to be off today, so that was a good day. I thought I'd come down and record some. It's been a relaxing day, and I think we woke up to 17 degrees today. I am smoking my Peterson pipe there, bent, and in it I am smoking some McBaron vanilla cake roll or roll cake. Haven't had this long. Got it just a couple months ago, but got a great tin note, and I've really enjoyed it. I think as far as aromatics, I believe it'd be classified as an aromatic. I typically smoke tobaccos that are more aromatic, like Old Toby or some type of a what is it called? I think cherry. There it is, cherry blend. But I've really enjoyed this. I'm trying to make my way more over to some English blends, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, just wanted to check in. I meant to do a video on the 3rd, and things just got away from me. It was Tolkien's birthday. I didn't see any, I don't think any pipe channels that acknowledged his birthday. So I don't know if maybe I'm not the only one who overlooked that or didn't get a chance to do it, but I'd like to at least do that in the future. Maybe some of the important dates in the Lord of the Ring and the Hobbits, like September 22nd, when I believe that's the time whenever they leave, and or that's the birthday of Bilbo and Frodo. Well, there's a couple dates in there that's kind of cool whenever things are going on. I have wanted to do just a small series on readings from some of Tolkien's books, as well as Lewis's. I've been reading through and highlighting some of the unique statements, sayings that they have developed, and I thought that'd be kind of nice to pull some of those out, especially for those of you who like Lewis and Tolkien. I was watching just a couple of weeks, probably around that time, that Doug, you at Michigan Piper, used to be Michigan E-Piper, did a video, and I liked what you said about the end times, apocalypse. That was quite apropos for people. I've heard a lot of people that are prepping for not necessarily end times, but some type of an apocalypse, economic collapse within America, or as you said, attacking by other countries or whatever it may be. And we talked about how people, they'll go out and survive for a night, but something of that nature happens, like an apocalypse, that would that require several months of living off the land and trying to stay indoors or whatever you needed to survive. So you mentioned people having generators, and if you had enough gas stored up, I mean, you could run your generator for quite a while. But if something like that happened, your generator would just be a sounding alert for everyone around you that says, hey, that person has got power. So you would attract every individual that wouldn't care to steal that from you to your house, and you need to be careful about that. But I do agree with you that prepping on some level is important. Having, I've often heard people say you need to have about 6 months food on hand if you can do that. And water is another big one. A lot of people don't think about the water, but they need water. I've watched I've kind of binge watched the last part of last year, the Rainies. It was called Homestead Rescue, and they go to all parts of the United States. They're in Alaska, and they go to different parts of the United States, and they help people who have tried to become homesteaders. And I'm amazed at how many of the people that are failing their homesteads because they don't have water. And I've often thought, if I was to go and live off the land, the first thing I would do is to make sure I had access to water. That would just be a primary need or even requirement for me to be anywhere. But some of these people have been, they've been there for 3 years, and they drive 45, 50, sometimes more miles a day just to get 45 to 50 gallons of water and bring it back. And that's part of the homesteading. And well, that'd be a challenging lifestyle. I mean, to have to do that. But it did remind me, as you were talking about people taking their little cup and going out into the woods with a cup that burns and making their meal. I found some stealth camping videos. I'm trying to find my lighter. I just ran out of matches. It's not. See if I can salvage this. There we go. Often heard that if you hold your hand over the bowl and you take a couple draws from it, it will relight your pipe. Well, I guess it does. But anyways, I was talking about the stealth camping. I've been watching some of the stealth camping videos, people that they've modified their truck to have a bed in the back, or this one guy who's in Canada, he actually, he just camps behind the sign as you're coming into a city where it says, welcome to whatever the name of the city is. He'll camp behind the city. He's camped behind police stations or Home Depots and different urban stations and places. And I saw one guy that was in England, camped in a park, and one individual camped in a roundabout. They have a lot of roundabouts over there in the roads, and he just camped right in the middle, had some small little bit of trees, and he stayed there. So my wife asked me why I watch those, and I, for the life of me, can't tell her why, but I just, for some reason, find it entertaining. It's interesting to see what some people try to do and what they get away with there. So I had a chance to join a Zoom call with All Bright Up, his channel, and he had a live video, and got a chance to talk to him, and he invited me to a Zoom call with some other pipe presenters. I don't think I knew hardly any of them, but it was great just being a part of that. So I do appreciate the invite to that. That was nice. I didn't say much because I don't know as much as they do about pipe smoking. And but anyways, it was a good time. So often thought about what it'd be like to do a live broadcast. I don't know if I'd have enough to talk about. I don't think anyone would show up, but I don't know how many. If you had an audience, I guess it would be nice. Some of these people, they have lots of people that join them, and so there's always a question and answer kind of going back and forth. That would be nice. But I want to find out if there's any pipe conventions that are coming up. If any of you are going, if you know any of you that are going to a pipe convention, especially in the Midwest, and you know when it is, if you could leave that in the comments below, I'd appreciate that. I'd love to meet up with some of the other people. I found one individual who is here in Grand Rapids, and they just live on the other side of Grand Rapids from where I'm at, and we're going to try and get together. But I know we have several that are here in Michigan that do some pipe presenting, and it'd be nice to just meet up with different people. Spring's coming. I think it's like 12 weeks away. I'm hoping. Here in Michigan, it may be a little bit more, but 12 weeks will be definitely in March, and that should be getting some nice weather by then. Hopefully the snow will be gone. I got lots of projects that I'm trying to do for the outside, so well, I can bring you along for those and share with you some things that are happening around here. But well, I hope everyone's Christmas went well. I hope your New Year's is going well. If you made any resolutions or goals for the day or for the year, I hope those are proceeding. I have a lot of reading that I've decided to do, and I am in the process of trying to reach those goals. So one of the things I want to read through is a lot of the apocalyptic literature that kind of occurred between the testaments of the Bible, Old and New Testament. And there is some other literature that is called pseudepigrapha literature that deal with some interesting subjects I'm also reading. There are 3 books that are highly debated, that are not only debated, but are widely used today and become very popular. One of them is the Book of Jashar, a historical book that goes, supposedly it is kind of parallel with the early chapters of the Old Testament. There is the Book of Enoch, which most everyone has probably heard of that today. It's gained a lot of popularity. And then there's the it's not the Feast of Trumpets is a feast. What is this? Book of Jubilees, I think it is. And a lot of different, those 3 books are very popular today. People have used them in history. So I'm kind of going through them again, and I'd like to share with you maybe in the future some of the things that they talk about. 2 of them at least. You've got the Book of Enoch that is quoted in the New Testament by Jude, and you've got the Book of Jashar that is quoted at least, I think it's 3 times, 2 in the Old Testament. In the historical books, it says, "Is it not written in the Book of Jashar?" And then you've got an indirect quote that's in the New Testament, where Paul, I think it's in 2 Timothy 3, where he's talking about the things that are going on in the future. He says, just as Moses faced Jannes and Jambres, and he talks about those 2 individuals. Well, if you go back to Moses' encounter after he's been exiled and he comes back to bring the people out of Egypt, you find that the servants of Pharaoh who confronted Moses as he does this, and they do some things, and he does some stuff, and he finally throws his stick down, it comes a serpent, and their stick they threw down, and it becomes a serpent, but his snake eats theirs. You'll find that Old Testament doesn't ever give their names. That's only found in the Book of Jashar. So Paul would have known about the book because Paul quoted from information from that particular book. And so they're not canon, or they're not biblically endorsed as they're called, but they are historical books, and they are mentioned in other books of the Bible. So it's kind of interesting to find out what they have. In fact, the Book of Jashar includes a story. Maybe I'll make a video on this one as to why the story of Jacob and Esau. Why does Esau come home after hunting and give his birthright away? You just read on the surface and you think, the guy doesn't seem to be portrayed as a fool. He doesn't seem to be portrayed as someone who is just completely irrational and has no patience, that he comes in and says, "Hey, I'm hungry. Yeah, I'll give you my birthright." Because that was a very important thing at that time. I mean, the oldest would get 2/3 of, if you had 2 sons, the estate would be divided into 3s, and the oldest would get 2 of those, and the youngest one would get 1/3 of it. So he's given a lot of stuff away, and you just wonder why. Because he's hungry for a bowl of soup, he's going to do this, and that doesn't seem to make sense. But if you read the story, the Book of Jashar, it tells us what happened right before that, supposedly, in history that would rattle him so much. And it's quite an interesting story. So I'll see if I can make a video on that and share some of these things as I'm kind of rereading these stories and putting them down. But anyways, just wanted to touch base, and I don't want this to be a long video, but I thought I would meet up with you real quick, say hi, wish you a happy new year, and we'll talk to you soon. But please, in the comments below, if you have a chance to know about any pipe conventions that are coming up, or any people going to stuff like that, any of you that are going to be attending, let me know, because I would love to meet up with some people and get to know people who share love of the pipe. And I've always loved the content everyone puts out, so I think we'd have a lot to talk about, and be kind of a nice experience. So we'll see you later, and you take care. Blessings.